Hey guys, and welcome to episode 42 of Surg's Feed the Beast Season 3 Let's Play. I was just tending to my animals. I had gotten 60 more levels, and you can see I got Smite 4 and Infinity 1. So, decent end chance, but still not what I'm looking for. And if we go down here, it's basically right how I left it. Now, outside, looks like another silverwood tree has grown, and I cleared up some of this underside here, so that way, maybe the next time a silverwood tree grows, it's a little bit taller. Now, I didn't get a node inside this tree, but if you notice, the grass is a different color. So, it seems that it still changed the biome, even though I didn't get a node. Which is good, because it'll allow us to do other things, but I still really need a node from a silverwood tree. So, let's look at how we can maybe grow those trees a little bit faster. So the first thing that I'm going to need, if we look in our Thaumanomicon, is I believe it's an Artifice here. The first thing that I'm going to need is to create an Infusion altar. So I'm going to have to create a runic matrix, which is going to use a lot of Ordo. I'm also going to need some of these pedestals, so I'm going to need some arcane stone. And we should have some arcane stone, but probably not enough. So let's look at making a little bit more. And I should have some more stone in my system. Let's check. Yeah, there we go. We'll just grab another stack. So we are going to have to... well, you know what? Since I only have the glass panes in here for one more, I might as well make it. There we go. And let's go and make a bunch of this arcane stone. So we're, say, 3. Oh, it was 3. There we go. And let's see if I have... No, I don't have anything on that wand to be able to do it. So, 47, that should get us a good little bit. And we want to make a couple of pedestals. And they're made just like this. So we're going to need a couple of them. So we might as well make, I don't know, 10. So we'll get one more set here. Yeah, 10. We're also going to need a runic matrix, so let's see if we should have ender pearls. Yeah, I just need one, I think. Well, you know what, let's go ahead and just grab a couple of extras, and we'll just throw them in the chest down here, along with this stone that we have. And let's see, I think it's just like this, with shards and an ender pearl. Yeah. So, runic matrix. Now, we have some of this arcane stone, which is good, but I probably need just a little bit more. And it looks cool too, so who knows, we might use it for aesthetics purposes. So let's go ahead and make one more set here. There we go. Now, I am going to have to charge up my wand before I can actually do anything, and I might as well take this wand with me. So I'm going to clear out this tree and plant another one, and go ahead and recharge both of my wands, and then we'll put together our infusion crafting. Okay, so now I have a fully charged wand. You can see right there in the corner. And I was going to start making the runic, or the infusion crafting, but I noticed something. You see that right there? Our tree grew really quickly, I might add. And right there, there's a node. And I made another thermometer. And if we just scan it with the thermometer, we can see there it's a pure node. And what that means is it will slowly go ahead and clean up the taint from this area. Now, the reason that I wanted it, and I wanted one right here, is because now I'm going to go ahead and move my crucible, because this is what's going to make the most taint, right? Let's see. Let's go ahead and just put this limestone back down there. And I want to move my crucible over here. And that way... Oh, nope, I didn't need to do that. That way, what I can do is any taint that I get from doing alchemy, or, you know, or any other recipes that need the crucible, I can easily have that node help clean it up. So I might end up putting another one, you know, out on this side or something like that, just to help even more. And our water I'll probably end up moving over into this corner. But for right now it works just fine. So let's go ahead and see where we want to put our table. So if I open up my Thaumcraft and I go here, we can look, and so we need a 3x3 structure for the Infusion crafting, the mystical construct. And it looks like I'm going to need some arcane stone bricks, just 4 of them. So let's go ahead and make a couple of those. Actually, I might be able to just do it right here. Oh, 1 set. Perfect. And let's see. How big is this room anyway? 5, 6, 7, 8. 13. Okay, so I'm assuming it's 13 by probably 13. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 13. So if we count out, so 13 by 13. So if we count out 7, that should be the center, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be the center there. And I'm assuming it's the center left and right because that's where I put my door. So this will be our center. So this is where we want one of our pedestals. So we're going to plop that there. And then what we want to do is take these arcane stone bricks and go ahead and do here, 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 and here. And then the arcane stone goes right on top, just like that. And we do have to put one here temporarily to put our runic matrix on top. And then what we can do is go ahead and remove that one. We take our wand, which we need quite a bit, because if we look here, it takes 25 of each aspect. So that's why I wanted to fill up my wand. And we right click. And there we go. That'll go ahead and spin into place, and we have our infusion altar. Looks pretty cool too. Now we have these extra pedestals. So what I want to do is, just for right now, I'm going to set up 2 on this side, 2 on this side, go 2 here, and then 2 here. Now, at some point I will probably add more, but for right now, this should work just fine for most of the recipes that we're going to do. And we can go ahead and just throw this pedestal in here, along with these extra arcane stone. So let's look up here in our Thaumcraft. What I'd like to make is the Hoe of Growth. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research to get the Hoe of Growth. But there's also something else that I'd like to make. And that's right here, the Thermostatic Harness. Now, this has high instability. So what I'm probably going to want to do is go ahead and grab some skulls out of my system, because there are things like skulls that we can put around this that'll reduce the instability. And what the instability is the chance to get taint or flux, whatever you wanna call it. So let's do. Let's stand right here because they do kind of angle. And we'll go ahead and put one here and one here. We'll kind of do all of the corners. Right, so we'll go here and here. And I kind of want them facing inward. It doesn't really matter. But, you know, to me it just looks a little bit better. There we go. So they're kind of facing inward, towards the center almost. Now we can also do other things like candles. So if we look up, it's probably an alchemy here. We can do magic tallow, which all we need is a little bit of the magic aspect and throw in some rotten flesh. And we can make magic candles with some magic tallow and some string. So let's go ahead and do that. A good source for the magic aspect. I wonder if there's any on here. Yeah, there is. But I probably have some great wood too. And yeah. So we use great wood because if you compare the two, it has 3 arbor and 1 magic. Well, this does too, but it also has the ordo. And I'd rather not use up the ordo because that's just going to create more mess in my cauldron. So let's go ahead and, you know what, we can go, let's throw these skulls in here for right now. And I'm going to need a bucket and some rotten flesh. So that should be plenty. I probably don't even need anywhere near that much. So let's go ahead and see. So we need 2, 4, or make 3 at a time. So let's go ahead and fill up our cauldron over here. Okay. Seems filling up a cauldron kicks you off the server. So we'll go ahead and throw all of those, one more. All of those in there. You can see we have 6 magic now. And we just throw these right in. And we can clear this out really easily with just shift and whack it with a wand. Now, that will create a little bit of the liquid taint here, but hopefully our node right there will go ahead and clean that up eventually. So I'm going to make a few more of these because it is going to crash me every time I go to fill up this this cauldron. And I'll be back and we'll go ahead and make some candles. Okay, so now I have quite a bit of magic tallow. Probably a lot more than I need. But what we can do is go ahead and go just like this. Oh. There we go. Add some string. And go ahead and get candles. That's weird. Now I probably don't need more than 6 for right now, and I actually want them to be red candles. So there we go. So now we have red candles. And all you have to do is just add some dye to your candles. I'm going to go ahead and throw the tallow in here, and I'm going to put the candles in between the pedestals here. There we go. Add a little bit of color, and it even adds a little bit of light. So now we have everything that we need to hopefully lessen the flux that we get. So let's go back to our Thaumanomicon. And let's look at the thermostatic harness. Let's make that first. So I'm going to need 2 air shards, 2 great wood planks. So I'm going to have to go get some more great wood. A redstone comparator. That's just a vanilla recipe. It's pretty easy. 2 gold ingots, 2 iron ingots. So I have the gold ingots and iron ingots down in my chest here already. And I'll just throw those in there. And let's go ahead and get a little bit of leather. So, just a little bit of leather. And let's go ahead and we're going to need a leather chest plate. So we have the leather tunic. And we're going to need 2 pieces of gold. So we'll go ahead and put that here. 2 pieces of iron. And it was 2 air shards. So there's 2 there. And then we don't have any great wood, I don't think. Not anymore. Yeah, I have a great wood sapling, but there's some great wood trees around here. So let me go cut down a little bit of great wood. And then I'll be right back and we can see if we can get this created. Okay, so now I have some great wood logs. And we just need to make them into planks. And I need 2 planks. So we'll go ahead and throw the rest in here for right now. And I upgraded this to a double chest. So let's go ahead, and the last thing that we're going to need here is the redstone comparator. And it's just a vanilla recipe. So let's go ahead and look up the redstone comparator. So we're going to need a little bit of nether quartz, some smooth stone, and some redstone torches. So let's go ahead, and I should have some smooth stone already here. Let's grab a little bit of redstone, and I have the oak wood, and we just need 1 nether quartz. So let's see, I needed smooth stone. 3. So let's make 3 torches. Now we might as well we'll just make 3. I'll save this stick, you never know when you might need it. And redstone, 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 nether quartz, and then 3 bricks. So there's our comparator. So let's go ahead and start throwing this stuff around our infusion crafting table here. Our infusion altar. So we need 2 planks, 2 air shards, 1 redstone comparator, 2 pieces of gold, or 2 pieces of iron, and then... Wait, we ran out of spots. Well, like I'd said, at some point we will need to upgrade this. So, just for right now, I'm just going to take one of these arcane pedestals, and it's going to be a little off, right? It's not going to be... I mean, I could put another one here and another one over there, but for right now I only need 1 more. So, normally what you would want to do is keep it symmetrical, but in this case we have an odd number of items, so we really can't do that. And then we can go into our tunic right here in the center. And last thing we need is, you see these here, these different aspects? Well, those are these liquid aspects that we started doing last episode. Now I already have some machina, so that's perfect because I am going to need that. Now I also need potentia, the iter, and then the volatus. Well, volatus is really easy for us to get off of feathers, which is one of the reasons that I added chickens. Oh, that's plenty. It's one of the reasons that I added chickens to my animal farm. So let's grab another warded jar. And let's see, so there's air in there too. So we're going to throw them just like this, and they should start to fill up. Now, I'm going to have to wait for this to finish filling up. And, you know what? Let's see if I have a hopper in my system. I do. Perfect. So what I can do is I can actually take this hopper, and I can throw it right here. Now, the other aspects that I'm going to need, now that I have some volatus cooking up, is I'm going to need some potentia and some ITER. Well, a good source of ITER is actually just like this. We'll go ahead and grab a couple of those, and if we throw one down and go ahead and scan it here, you can see it has 4 ITER on it. So what we can do is go ahead and throw those boats in there, and those should start cooking up too. So I'm still waiting for, oh, looks like they switched positions here. So let's go ahead and get this one set up here to get that Volatus out, and then this one down here to get the air out. And then up here is water, so we're going to need some more. I don't have any water jars, do I? You know what? I don't need more than a full jar, so what you can do is just shift, right-click with an empty hand, and it'll empty out the jar. So let's take and put one right here, so that way it'll start getting that water pumped out. Okay, so looks like we're just about done. I think we're done with the air. So let's go ahead and put that down there, and we'll get our ITER. And I'm going to go ahead and put our air just right here. Now, the other thing that we're going to need... Oh, I put away my book. You know what? Let's put our bags up here, so that way we have a little bit more space on our hotbar. The other thing that we're going to need is potentia. Now, a good source of potentia is coal, but I don't have a lot of coal. Another good source is actually redstone, and it'll get us a little more of that machina. So we're going to throw some redstone in here. And arbor, okay. So now we just have to basically play around with these and get them all filled up. Let's see, that one goes right here. See, they start to move around after a little while. Now I do have a way to fix this. I'll go ahead and get the water out of there too. I do have a better way to take care of this than, you know, doing this manually by moving these jars. But for right now, let's see, do I have any arbor? I don't. So let's go ahead and just get the arbor out. Okay. So there is our ITER. And we already have some machina. So let's go ahead and get the machina out of... It's out of the bottom one. And we're going, just put our water down here. So let's see what we're dealing with. So machina, did it finish doing all the redstone? Yeah. So we just have to wait for us to get all of this stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this because it's a slow process. You can see here it's still pumping the liquid out into these alembics. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing that, and then we're come back and we're start crafting. Okay, so I have everything finished up, and I did throw a little bit more redstone in here, and that's because I'm going to need it a little bit later. So I have all of my machina. I have all of my volatus. It's completely filled. The ITER, I didn't need a whole lot, but I got some. And then the potentia. So now, all we should have to do is go ahead and give this a whack with the wand. But before I do, just in case any items get destroyed, I want to make sure to have a couple of extra of at least the things that I can. So there's some iron, some gold. Well, we'll go ahead and grab the great wood planks. And then we might as well grab a little bit of the air shards from our system here. Just a couple. And that's because if there is any complications, it might destroy the items. So we should have everything we need, so let's get started. And there you can see, what was that? See? Right there. Complication already, it popped off one of the logs. Now it didn't destroy it, but it popped it off. And see here, now it's getting all of the liquid essentias that it needs. And we just need to run around and keep an eye on this and make sure that it doesn't... See, there goes a piece of gold. We want to make sure that these stay on where they need to be. Now, it doesn't matter what spots the items are in, so that's not a big deal, but I do need to make sure that all of the items are there. Looks like we're almost done. We should get to the Iter here in just a second. So far, it looks like all of my items are still on their pedestals. Now, the center one won't pop off, so you don't have to worry about that. And now that it has all of the essence it needs, it'll start sucking in items. See how it's sucking all these in? There goes our gold. And I don't think anything fell off. We're knowing here in just a second. Oh! There we go. Now, you see how it started to pull a little bit more Iter and a little bit more Potentia, and that's because one of the items had popped off. So you have to be careful of that, because if you don't replace those, it'll start draining more of your essentia and causing more flux. So there we go. We have a thermostatic harness, and I can throw it right on my chest. And it really doesn't do anything until we basically give it something. So if we go to it here, I should be able to put it right down on my hotbar and open it up. And it has one inventory slot. So let's see, I have 25 Potentia here. Now what I need to do is I need to give it more Potentia. And that's why I was cooking up that redstone. Let's see which one it's in. So Machina's in here. Potentia's up there. More Machina. Okay, so let's get that. And where is my Machina? And I'll go ahead and put that down here so that just sucks it out of there. And I should have one extra jar. Now I don't need a whole lot of Machina, but I want to get it out. Because you can see here this is completely full. And I'm just gonna get rid of it once we get it all out. Okay, so it looks like it's still filling up. Okay, we have a full jar of Potentia. And I can go ahead and take this jar, this empty one, and drop it right down here, and that'll start filling up with Potentia as well. And we might as well take this Machina and put it back, and then grab another empty jar. There we go. So this will continue to run, but if we open up our thermostatic harness and go ahead and put in our Essentia jar of Potentia and go ahead and throw it on our chest. Now you can see there on the left side, it shows my thermostatic harness and it shows how much Potentia it has, that little bar. And now we can go ahead and double jump and we are in the air. We're flying. Just like that. And we're getting a decent amount of use off of this. And it's like a creative flight, but it does have that Potentia fuel. So this is going to be so much better for flight than our broom or anything else. And I think Pyro's on, so I kind of want to see what he's doing. And we can just double tap jump and turn it off. And because I still have my legs and my boots, then I should be able to jump and and, you know, take fall damage, or not take fall damage, basically. Let me see if I can find Pyro here real quick. Okay, looks like he was on the server, but he's not anymore. So, I've been using this brown backpack for all of my armor and things like that, so that's where my chestplate's gonna go. Because I like the thermostatic harness a lot better. Unfortunately, guys, it does look like we are at that wrapping up point. So between this episode and next, let me down. What I'm going to do, ooh, that's a lot of taint, a lot of gaseous taint. So let's hope that our pure node here goes and cleans that up. But between this episode and next, what I'll do is a little bit more research, because what I'd like to get is some of the tools from Thaumcraft. Also, the arcane boar would be really, really cool, and maybe even a magical backpack. You know, we can really get into some cool stuff here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.